Hi everybody. Today I shall discuss the solutions of your division test. The last division test question was made on the chapter acid base salt. So first I will discuss the solution of these questions. Your first question was prepare the following salts and also write the name of the method of their preparation. First question was AgCl. We know that silver chloride can be prepared by precipitation method or double decomposition method. So the procedure will be precipitation or double decomposition method. And how we can prepare? We have to take silver nitrate solution, aqueous solution. If we add sodium chloride aqueous solution, then from here we will get the white PPT, carding white PPT of silver chloride, that is insoluble, plus we will get NO3 in aqueous solution. So if we filter this precipitate and then if we dry, then we can easily get the silver chloride and sodium nitrate will be in the solution. Okay. Next question, that preparation of lead carbonate. PbCO3 also we can prepare. This is an insoluble, water insoluble salt. We can prepare by precipitation or double decomposition method. So first we have to take one water soluble salt of lead, that we are taking lead nitrate. Then we are adding one water soluble carbonate. We can take ammonium carbonate solution. Then if we add these two solution, we will get lead carbonate as a white PPT, chalky white PPT, plus white PPT, plus we will get ammonium nitrate. So ammonium nitrate will be in the solution and we have to filter the precipitate of lead carbonate. Then if we dry, we will get the lead carbonate. So the method name is precipitation or double decomposition method. Next question number 3 is ferrous sulfide. Ferrous sulfide, generally it is prepared by direct combination method or synthesis method. So synthesis or direct combination. We know it is a grey type of solid. If we take iron dust and sulfur dust also, if we apply heat, so there will be direct combination and there will be formation of ferrous sulfide. So this is the best method. Next question number 4, zinc sulfate. Zinc sulfate salt we can prepare by simple displacement or single displacement method. So here we have to take zinc metal and if we add dilute sulfuric acid, that will produce zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. And zinc sulfate is water soluble, so it will remain in the solution. So here if we evaporate the solution, then we will get the zinc sulfate. Okay. Next, the last salt preparation, that is ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride we can prepare from a water soluble base, that is alkali ammonium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. Both are water soluble. So here we can apply titration method or neutralization method. So the type of the process is titration method, or we can say neutralization method. What will be the reaction? Ammonium hydroxide is a base that will react with hydrochloric acid, that will form NH4Cl plus H2. So if we evaporate the water, then we will get this thing. Otherwise, there is another process that ammonia, when react with HCl gas, that will form ammonium chloride. Okay. So salt preparation part complete. Next we will discuss question number 2. The question number 2 was, how will you check the acidity or basicity of different solution by litmus paper? If you have blue litmus paper, then you have to dip in one solution. If the blue litmus turns red, definitely it is an acidic solution. Then that red litmus solution, if you add one solution that changes to blue color, definitely it will be basic solution. So if you have only one litmus paper, so you have to, if you have two container, two solution, how to understand which one is basic and which one is acid? Suppose you have taken a blue litmus paper. So if you dip into acid solution, it will turn red. But if you first dip into base solution, there will be no change of color. So whenever it is turning red, blue litmus turning red, the blue litmus paper is turning red, that means it is acidic. But whenever that red litmus, again if we dip into another solution that is turning blue, that is the basic solution. And what is the original color of the neutral litmus paper? That will be the purple color. So hope you can understand. Next question was, write one application of pH. We have discussed that in case of mother dairy, okay, we have to maintain the pH. Actually the pH of the milk is 6.5 or 6.6. So if it decreases the pH by some bacterial reaction, then it will turn sour. So we have to maintain the pH. In agriculture also, different types of crops, we have to maintain the pH of the soil. Okay, suppose if we want to cultivate like rice, then we need a special type of pH of the soil. If we want to cultivate sugarcane, then a special type of pH is required. Sugarcane generally neutral. But if we want to prepare some citrus fruit, then alkaline soil is required. That will depend on a particular pH of the soil. So we should have idea about the pH of soil, so that we can get a good product of the crops. Okay. So in this way, pH has huge application. Okay. Any one application you have to write. Next question, why basicity of acetic acid is not 4? Actually, if we write the structure of acetic acid, then we can easily understand. In acetic acid, there is 4 hydrogen atoms, but all hydrogen atoms are not replaceable by base. Only the hydrogen atom that is attached with oxygen, that is only replaceable. If we add one base like sodium hydroxide, then these hydrogens are not replaceable. Only this hydrogen will form salt plus H2. So that is why the basicity of the acetic acid is 1, not 4. Hope you can understand. Next question was, how HCl gas is prepared in the laboratory. For preparation of HCl gas in the laboratory, we have to take the common salt or rock salt, that is NaCl, and if we add concentrated sulfuric acid, at the temperature less than 200 degrees centigrade, then we get NaHSO4 plus HCl. So in this way we can prepare HCl gas. Okay. Next we will discuss the question number 6. That is, show by chemical reaction that water can act as an acid as well as base. So whenever water HCl is reacting with water, then HCl is acid and water is base. Why? Because water will accept one proton from HCl and forming hydronium ion plus Cl minus. So here water is acting as a base because it is accepting proton. Okay, we know that generally acids are proton donor and bases are proton acceptor. That is why here water is acting as a base. But if we think about the reaction with ammonia with water, then it will form NH4 plus OH minus. So in this case, water is acting as acid and ammonia acting as a base, because ammonia is accepting the proton from water and water is donating the proton, okay, to the ammonia. So here in the first case water is acting as a base, and in the second case water is acting as a acid. So hope you can understand. So in this way we have completed the discussion of your revision test on acid base salt. Next we will discuss the answer of the revision test on chemical bonding. In chemical bonding revision test, the first question was, show the formation of hydronium and ammonium ion by electron dot structure. So hydronium ion, first we have to draw the water molecule. So this is water. Then this water will accept one proton by this lone pair. Then there will be formation of this hydronium ion. Or you can write in this way also, as electron dot structure is given. This is also the correct structure. Next one is given that ammonium ion. For ammonium ion, we have to draw the structure of ammonia first. So this is the structure of ammonia. So this lone pair will be donated to one H plus, and in this way we will get the structure of NH4 plus. Or you can write in this way also. Okay. Your next question was in the chemical bonding revision test, the name two polar covalent compound which on dissolving in water produces ion. Just now I have discussed that HCl is a polar covalent compound. Whenever you are adding water, it will dissolve in water, forming H3O plus Cl minus. So here it is producing ions. And another compound I can show you, that is ammonia. This is also polar covalent compound that will react with water, forming NH4 plus and OH minus. So question number 2 answer will be these two compound. One is HCl gas, another is ammonia gas. Next question was, give reason. NaCl will conduct electricity only in fused or aqueous solution state. We know that NaCl is an ionic compound, so in solid state there will be greater attraction, okay, or higher electrostatic force of attraction among ions. So these are here in solid state ions are not free, but in aqueous solution or in molten or fused states, okay, that attraction force decreases because of the solvation energy of water, okay, that will dissociate in case of aqueous solution, and in case of fused state, that heat energy will separate decreases the attraction between NaCl, and then these Na plus and Cl minus ions are free and they can easily move and carry current. That is why NaCl will conduct electricity in molten state or in aqueous solution. And next question was, covalent compound exists as gas, liquid and soft solids. In case of covalent compound, there is concept of molecule. So in covalent molecules, there will be one very weak type of force, attractive force is there. That weak force is called van der Waals attractive force. And because of this weak force, they generally exist as gas, liquids and soft solids. Hope you can understand. Next, question number 4. State the type of bond present in metallic chloride and non-metallic chloride. So here we can take two type of example. Metallic chloride we can take NaCl. Metallic chloride, if we take NaCl, then the type of bond will be ionic. But there are some exceptions that I will not discuss. In general case, NaCl, that will be ionic. But if we take lithium chloride, aluminum chloride, then there is a different case, there will be covalent. And if we take non-metallic chloride, in case of non-metallic chloride, if we take any example like if you take PCl3, PCl3, the type of bond will be that covalent. So this is an ionic compound and another will be the covalent, and the type of bond is ionic bond here and type of bond is covalent bond. Hope you can understand. Next question was, how many lone pairs of electrons are present in hydronium ion and ammonium ion? So just we have drawn the structure. So again I am drawing this structure so that you can understand. In case of hydronium ion, the structure is like this. So only one lone pair on oxygen atom is present. So in case of hydronium ion, the number of lone pair will be 1. And next question was given ammonium ion. Ammonium ion structure will be like this. So in case of ammonium ion, or you cannot give this bracket also, you can write here plus. And generally ions are written in the bracket, okay. Now here in ammonia there was only one lone pair, but it is donated to H plus, so there is no lone pair. So lone pair is equal to 0. Number of lone pair is equal to 0. Next, question number 6. Draw the electron dot structure of the compound formed by two elements A and B, where atomic number A is 1 and atomic number of B is 15. So atomic number A is 1 and atomic number B is 15. So here we have to write the number of valence electron. From here we can understand valence electron is 1 and here valence electron will be 5. Okay. So what will be the valence here? Valence will be 1 here and here valence will be 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. Now the question is, draw the electron dot structure of the compound formed by the by two element A and B. So here it is the B. So we can from here you can understand easily what will be the formula of this compound. So formula of this compound will be formula. So A is, first we are writing B. B is 3 and A is 1. sorry, B valency is 3 and A valency is 1. So the formula will be Ba3. Actually this compound is nothing but PH3, but you should not write that PH3 or phosphine gas. Okay, so you have to write in this way. Then you have to draw the electron dot structure. So in case of electron dot structure, in case of B, number of valence electron is 5. So definitely it is a non-metal. Okay, in which group element is group 15 element. The next is A. In each A contain 1. So definitely that will be covalent compound. So the structure will be Ba3 element. The Ba3 compound. This is the structure. So all bonds are covalent. Here how can we judge this is covalent? Because if we think about the group, okay, then we can easily this is group 1 is nothing but hydrogen and is also a non-metal, that is group 15 nothing but phosphorus. So here definitely there will be sharing of electron. Not huge amount of electron difference, but it is forming phosphine gas. So hope you can understand, but you should not write that it is PH3. You have to write in this way, as here only AB is given. And the last question, is that in which compound all the 3 types of bond, covalent, ionic and coordinate, are present. You can take any ammonium salt. If you write the ammonium chloride, or you can take ammonium bromide, ammonium iodide, okay, any ammonium salt. This one is covalent bond. In case of ammonia, it is forming by sharing of electron. Then the donation of electron from nitrogen to H plus. This bond is called coordinate bond. And outside the bracket there is plus and minus. Definitely it is a ionic bond. So ammonium chloride is the salt, okay, or compound which contains all the 3 types of bond. So we have discussed the all revision test solution, and hope you will check the answers what you have written in your home. Later when school will open, you can also submit to me, then I will check. Okay, so today up to this, and next day we will start a new chapter. Thank you.